Barbara, you're on with you're on with Brenda and Puck. What's your question?
Well, hi, Puck. Hi, Brenda.
Hi.
A couple questions. Brenda, what you mentioned first, that Jesus was perfect and that he was all-knowing, right? Did I understand you to say that?
I don't know if I said all-knowing. I'm actually not sold on that idea, but I do believe he is a manifestation of God. But maybe only with limited human capabilities. I don't know. I don't know about omnipotence or.
Okay, so I mean, I was Catholic, went to Catholic school 12 years, and the reason I questioned what you said, because we were told that, well, he was born of a human being because his role here was to be a human and be a human sacrifice to help forgive human sins. So then he wouldn't be all-knowing, and if he was all-knowing, there wouldn't have been a Garden of Gethsemane.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. And this is the way I see it. And again, I'm on a journey and I'm totally open to my goal in life is to be like 87 and people will be like, she was wise and she never stopped learning. I want to learn something new the day before I die. So I'm keeping that posture of openness, hopefully to God, that I do. But right now, the way I see it is that divinity, whatever word you want to give to that, whatever it is, manifested in a human body to have a human experience, to engage with us in this way. And I don't believe it was for this forgiveness of sins as much as to be a blueprint and to show us how to engage with this reality and all of the complications that we come up against, including death. Like he went through everything from birth to death, and a horrific one at that, to be this example of God on earth, showing us how to do it and how to do it well. So I see him as perfect in that way, the perfect representation of how to move through the world with absolute love, in that absolute clarity, the absolute clarity of oneness with God and understanding the divinity inside of him. I truly believe that he was excellent in that way and that he had a grasp on things that we didn't in that way. But I totally agree with you that I feel that if God did manifest in a human's body, that would mean the restrictions of a human body, pooping, for example, and also along with that, the not knowing everything, not knowing the answer. I believe he had to engage in curiosity too. So yeah, thank you, Barbara. But and you're making me engage on how I think of it, but that's what I believe. Today, mark it down, April 30th, 2021.
Yeah, next week on Truth Wanted, did Jesus go number 2?
Okay.
I believe that he did.
Then one other short thing was, again, going back to, like you were saying, he was engaging in it with humans, etc. Then the fact that you're uncertain that he was all-knowing, would that be the reason why he never said stop owning slaves and human beings as property? Do you think?
I mean, yeah, that's a really good question too, because one of the biggest discussions I get in with dissenting voices that are evangelical or that are conservative, that don't want to progress and move with us, are these ideas that the Bible is incredibly fallible in the things that it didn't explicitly call out because it wasn't capable of doing so, because it was written and it did reside in this very specific time. And this is more of a journey that I had with Paul, more so than Jesus, because Paul has what we call those clobber verses that conservative people or Christians in general will use to clobber LGBTQ people, will use to silence women. And I didn't see the same sort of clobbering effect in Jesus's words. I always saw love and the manifestation of truth. But with Paul, I saw major fallibilities and flaws. So when I engaged with that topic, I had more clarity when I read theologians who described that time and that era, because even right now, I can't speak to whatever might be relevant in the year 3000. And to answer your question, no, I don't believe that the authors of the Bible had that capability either. They didn't foresee social media. They didn't foresee the imperative to call out certain things. Jesus, I don't know, like, I wish he had said explicitly that homosexuality in a loving consensual relationship is good. And I don't know why that's not in there. And these are all just questions that you do wrestle with, and that do give you pause and can be very upsetting when you engage with the material of the Bible. But like I said earlier too, I do have such a deep distrust in the translation, and not because of paranoia, but because of the way I've seen the Bible weaponized and the way I've seen translation sometimes be intentionally mistranslated by people. And that always gives me pause to be like, do we even have the accurate account of what was said and what was done? And did Jesus engage in different ways that are just not on that page? Or all the women that were the first at the tomb, we don't have a book of their experience. What did they hear? What kind of experience did they have? And unfortunately, it's not represented in that text. And I think that's a terrible tragedy.
Well, we got to get this wrapped up, but thank you very much, Barbara, for the call, and I hope you got a good answer for that.